welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to cover another interesting business and a high growth business that is a proxy to proxy of data centers, similar to how KRN heat exchanger was. So what this company does is company makes your stainless steel pipes, hoses, flow systems, miniature metal bellows fittings, etc. that are used in your secondary fluid networks in data centers. This company is also provides systems or products to your data centers, mostly in liquid cooling and different types of immersion cooling as well. And the stock has also seen a massive re-rating in the past couple of months, mostly because of its products being approved into data center systems and finding applications in secondary fluid networks. And personally, I am invested in the stock. I have been investing in the stocks since the Q2 and Q3 of last year. But my main thesis behind the stock was that the stock was kind of looking like a proxy to the drill baby drill kind of camping that was going on in US, where Trump was basically focusing more on your traditional energy instead of nuclear energy. So this company is mainly export heavy, and I thought that if that thesis came true, then this stock can benefit. But it did not work out. Tariffs वगैरह came, so the stock kind of suffered. But now that the company ke products are having applications across data centers, I have kind of increased my allocation. And this is just a standard disclosure that I'm not a SEBI analyst. I have holdings in the stock. That is why my analysis might be a bit biased. But the main point is to provide this analysis so you guys can take your own decisions and manage your money accordingly. So in this video, what we'll do is we'll try to understand the product portfolio of the company. We'll understand where these products are used in data centers and why it has caused a massive re-rating in the valuations of the stock. Then we'll look at the future outlook of the stock. We'll look at what kind of guidance the management is giving, what kind of valuations are coming out from a forward basis. Because see, all of these stocks that are related to AI and data centers are trading at a very expensive P on a TTM basis. So currently entry right now seems a bit risky given multiple factors surrounding it. So always make sure that the kind of entry valuations are also good. But that being said, forward valuations where stocks are reasonable. So a near-term peak might be possible in which the TTM valuations also cool down a bit, and we can see another re-rating in these stocks. So on that note, let's start the video. So before we understand the product portfolio and the applications of company's product in data centers, I'd first like to explain how I discovered the stock and how my investment thesis kind of changed. So as you can see here, the main reason, as I said before, was the drill baby drill kind of non-renewable fossil fuels पे US का जो focus था. That was one of my main thesis because during at that time the company was mainly export heavy. So that time पे company के results were also good. So that was my main thesis behind buying the stock. And one thing I want you guys to know from this example is the importance of tracking your stocks and managing capital allocation. Because ये stock में अगर आप देखोगे re-rating इतनी massively आई है, like from these levels, like these were the levels I built my heavy position in. So इधर से stock basically 3 गुना हो गया आराम से इतने कम span में. The stock is basically 3x. So this is the kind of opportunities you miss out on if you don't attend con calls, if you don't track companies. So I highly suggest that you guys start tracking con calls, listen to what the management is saying, because this is eventually what is going to help you making money. Watching news channels and all that stock tips and all, उससे घंटा कुछ नहीं होने वाला. This is actually what groundwork you have to do. This is kind of like a investment thesis that I made in Q3 of last year. So you guys can just pause the video and view this if you want to. This is basically a more detailed breakdown of what how my investment thesis changed from being a drill baby drill kind of investment thesis to a data center proxy kind of play. So you can just pause the video. I'll just scroll down for you so you can pause and read the video, read the analysis if you want. So this is kind of how the business turned around, right? When I started investing in this, I started with a small allocation. But when I found that the company ke products are finding application data centers, I increased my allocation. And during that time, the stock was also near its 52-week low, not 52-week low, but the stock was also down, I think 20% from its peak. So that was a good entry point, given the kind of growth that the company was expecting as well. And data center and AI is a theme that I was really bullish on since the last 3 to 4 quarters. So from this example, I want to highlight that if I wasn't tracking the stock, if I wasn't attending con calls, then I wouldn't have put as much money in the stock as I did, and I wouldn't have been able to make money. I just would have sitting with a small allocation, and then I would have later regretted ki why didn't I not track the company, why did I not attend the con call. So this is the reason why you need to attend con calls, track companies. Even if it's a small allocation, you need to track companies. With that, we'll move to a more company specific analysis. So I have this presentation made right here, where basically what the company makes is basically the arteries of AI. KRE heat exchanger में कैसे देखा हमने, we understood liquid cooling in depth. So I highly suggest that you guys watch that video in order to understand how liquid cooling works, उसके application कैसे है. So this company exactly liquid cooling में ही है. KRE heat exchanger में कैसे हमने देखा कि द कूलेंट जाता है, चिप से आता है, हीट अब्जॉर्ब करता है वगैरह. सो उन सब के लिए बहुत स्पेशलाइज्ड एंड वेरी क्रिटिकल पाइप्स लगते हैं. सो वो पाइप्स एंड वो फ्लो सिस्टम के एरोफ्लेक्स बनाता है. लिक्विड कूलिंग में क्या होता है, आपको डाइलेक्ट्रिक फ्लूइड लाना पड़ता है, देन वो गर्म लिक्विड डालना पड़ता है, देन कूलेंट लाओ. सो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लोइंग इन दिस, एंड एज यू कैन सी एआई सर्वर्स दे आर वेरी मशीन है, तो फिर पानी एंड कॉन्टैक्ट ये बहुत क्रिटिकल इशू हो जाता है. सो इसमें द प्रोडक्ट्स नीड टू बी हाईली स्पेशलाइज. लाइक एज वी कैन सी द प्रोडक्ट पोर्टफोलियो ऑफ द कंपनी, the company basically makes these type of flow solutions, then these metal hoses that are used to transfer the dielectric fluid, the coolant, refrigerant वगैरह, and these type of metal bellows and fittings. This ensures that the coolant doesn't get leaked, the coolant remains warm or cool, the heat exchangers and CDUs can work effectively. So coming back to it, this is where there is a demand for company के products. And these are the reasons why company के products are kind of critical or essential, because just because you want to save a bit of money and आप थोड़े खराब क्वालिटी के पाइप्स अगर ले लोगे, पाइप में लीक हो गया तो पूरा डेटा सेंटर ही गया ना बेसिकली. सो दैट इज वाई दीज फ्लो सोल्यूशंस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड एसएफएन होता क्या है. सेकेंडरी फ्लूइड नेटवर्क बेसिकली क्या होता है, इट्स अ स्पेशलाइज्ड अल्ट्रा क्लीन पाइपिंग लूप दैट ट्रांसपोर्ट्स कूलेंट फ्रॉम द सीडीयू डायरेक्टली टू योर सर्वर रैक्स. I highly suggest you guys watch the last video. Last video में I have clearly explained how this process works. So basically वो process को complete करने के लिए जो architecture और जो pipes लगते हैं, that your Aeroflex provides. And primary loop में कैसा होता है, primary loop carries the waters from the chiller, but the secondary fluid network it carries your highly treated filtered coolant from CDU to your server के cold plates. So it's not like ये commodity product है, it's a very specialized product, it's a very highly premium product जो बहुत क्रिटिकल है, बिकॉज ये पाइप्स आर डायरेक्टली बीइंग कनेक्टेड टू द कोल्ड प्लेट दैट सिट्स ऑन टॉप ऑफ योर एआई सर्वर्स. सो यू कैंट रिस्क गोइंग फॉर अ चीपर अल्टरनेटिव. चाइना का माल आप ले नहीं सकते. दिस कंपनी इज एक्जैक्टली प्रॉक्सी ऑन दैट एज वेल, द चाइना प्लस वन थीम. एरोफ्लेक्स की जो स्टेनलेस स्टील पूरी असेंबली होती है, दैट इज वॉट हेल्प्स इन ट्रांसफरिंग दीज फ्लूइड्स एंड कूलेंट्स. बेनिफिट्स क्या हो गया, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, आइसोलेशन, रेजिस्टेंस वगैरह, ऑल ऑफ दीज. Now why, you can just pause the video and look at this slide right here, why your SFN requires flexibility, and you guys can just pause this video right here in order to understand कि company के products को actually किधर किधर application मिलता है. And as you can see all around the liquid cooling में company के products को application है. बेसिकली जिधर से भी आपको लिक्विड ट्रांसफर करना है, एयर ट्रांसफर करना है, कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट्स प्ले अ क्रिटिकल रोल इन दैट. नाउ कंपनी के 3-4 मेन प्रोडक्ट्स है इसमें. फर्स्ट है जो स्टेनलेस स्टील फ्लो सिस्टम्स. ये क्या करता है, सीडीयू का स्किड पाइपिंग करता है, मेन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लूप, रैक मैनिफोल्ड हेडर्स, हाई फ्लो ट्रंक लाइन्स एक्सेट्रा. सो दीज आर ऑल द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. Then comes the precision fittings and connectivity. This is also key aspect, because अगर फिटिंग वगैरह लूज हो गया, थोड़ा लीक वगैरह हो गया, that can cause a major problem. These are the products, applications, and what are the features of these products. Then what is the, as I mentioned, the company is a very export heavy business. So how basically the company transitioned is that company पहले बस एक component बेचता था या फिर एक पाइप बेचता था, but now company is selling your entire systems or the entire piping network for your secondary fluid networks that are used in data centers. And company, as we look at the company Capex plans, the company is basically doubling and tripling its skid capacity, that is your product वगैरह. So company basically triple कर रही है Capex because इतना बड़ा demand आ रहा है. And you just tell me, if a company is tripling its capacity, ऐसे हवा में डिमांड इसलिए तो नहीं करेगी, बिकॉज द कंपनी हैज सॉलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, बिकॉज द कंपनी सीइंग सॉलिड डिमांड, दैट इज व्हाई द कंपनी इज डूइंग कैपेक्स. विद दैट आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड कंपनी प्रोडक्ट्स एक्चुअली क्या बनाती है. द स्टेनलेस स्टील फ्लो सिस्टम्स, योर मेटल होजेस, fittings and assemblies, your metal bellows, etc., and how these are actually used in the secondary fluid networks in data centers. With that, we'll move to the Q4 results of the company. We'll understand what kind of guidance the management is given, what kind of caveats we have to track for, what kind of valuations are coming. Now we'll move to a result analysis of the company. So if we look at it, company's results were in Q4 were outstanding. Almost 30% revenue growth, EBITDA grew by 60%, your PAT grew by 57%, and your cash profit grew by 67%. because company इतना heavy capex कर रही है, तो फिर depreciation cost high होता है. So depreciation is a non-cash expense basically. मतलब वो एक्चुअल कैश भरते नहीं हम डिप्रिसिएशन के लिए, एसेट खरीदने के लिए हम ऑलरेडी पैसे दे देते हैं, बट वो पैसे ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम हम एक्सपेंस आउट करते हैं. So Q4 में cash profit grew by 61%. So company is seeing tremendous operating leverage as well. And now even if you look at it, company, what were the main reasons for this? First was the margin profiling via skids. Margins have a better realization, approximately 3.26 basis points, means 3.2%. So and export में company का cost arbitrage है, being an Indian company trust भी देता है, company is also giving lower prices as compared to other competitors. And tariffs के मामले में company की ये strategy है कि बाकियों के पे टैरिफ लगा है, तो वी विल प्रोवाइड मोर कॉम्पिटिटिव प्राइसेस एंड वी विल प्रोवाइड मोर प्रोडक्ट्स. सो दिस इज काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ cloud with silver lining for us. And another margin driver was the miniature metal bellows. Miniature metal bellows, basically this is your small types of fittings वगैरह that are used, and this is the highest margin product of the company. And company guide करिए next couple of years में it will reach peak revenue of approximately 80-85 crores with the highest margins. So you can see value added products का mix भी is increasing, and it was resilient among geopolitics, and balance sheet भी अच्छी है कंपनी की. कंपनी जो भी कैपेक्स कर रही है that is mostly through internal accruals. Finance cost remains constant, interest cost remains constant. So that is another good point for the company. Coming to the capacity expansion that the company is doing. So liquid cooling के लिए skid assembly कर रही है कंपनी, and initially capacity was 2000 units. And in Q4 of this quarter, company commissioned its capacity of 6000 units. Basically company ने capacity triple कर दी है. So this kind of, as I mentioned before, company capacity triple कर रही है, मतलब going forward स्किड से जो रेवेन्यू आ रहा है, दैट रेवेन्यू कैन ऑल्सो हैज अ पोटेंशियल टू ट्रिपल. नाउ दैट ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते कि 6000 का 6000 पूरा फुल यूटिलाइजेशन में जाएगा, बट इंक्रीमेंटली कंपनी हैज़ दैट पोटेंशियल टू ट्रिपल इट्स मेटल बेलोज और स्किड्स का रेवेन्यू. एंड कंपनी का टारगेट है कि Q2 of FY27 मीन्स इन द नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ क्वार्टर्स इट विल इंक्रीज कैपेसिटी टू 10,500 यूनिट्स. So it's basically capacity 5x हुई है, and if you see Q2 of FY27 में total capacity will be 15,000 units. So basically company is 7x, 7x is capacity. So this is the kind of growth that the company is the kind of capacity growth company is doing. So company is basically अपनी capacity 2,000 units से 15,000 units कर रही है, which is basically a 7x growth. So this is the kind of expansion that the company is doing, and this is one of the main reasons why stock में इतनी अच्छी रेटिंग देखी हमने. As you can see, stock almost 160 से almost 400 plus हो गया. And even if you see, company का P ratio also expanded from approximately 40 times to almost 100 times right now. And I remember during that time when I was invested in a small amount, I used to think 40-50 times is a expensive kind of growth figure. But this is how the growth triggers work. जस्ट एक ग्रोथ ट्रिगर आ गया कि कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट्स आर अप्लाइड इन डेटा सेंटर्स, इससे कंपनी में इतना बड़ा रीरेटिंग आ गया. प्लस कंपनी अपनी फ्लेक्सिबल होजेस में भी कैपेसिटी एक्सपेंशन कर रही है. मोस्ट ऑफ दिस कैपेक्सेस आर गोइंग लाइव इन Q2. सो Q2 से वी कैन सी इवन मोर एक्सप्लोसिव ग्रोथ. एंड यू कैन जस्ट सी द टाइमलाइन, कंपनी कब कमीशन करेगी एंड कब P&L में उसका एक्विजिशन होगा. प्लस कंपनी की एक सब्सिडरी भी है हाइडर, दैट इज ऑल्सो परफॉर्मिंग वेल. The margins in that hider are similar, but company is basically doubling revenue because बहुत छोटी कंपनी है, but उसमें भी ट्रैक्शन बहुत अच्छा आ रहा है कंपनी में. एंड मैनेजमेंट इज सेइंग दैट FY27 के एंड में we'll target 60-70% यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ द 15,000 यूनिट स्किड कैपेसिटी, जिससे फुल ऑपरेटिंग लेवरेज आएगा. सो दैट बीइंग सेड, FY27 is a year of explosive growth, but FY28 can be another year जिसमें अच्छी ग्रोथ आ सके कंपनी की. With that we'll look at the future growth and the KPIs. सो फ्यूचर वर्क किधर से आएगी? ये लिक्विड कूलिंग स्किड्स में से आएगी. बेसिकली September 2 में एक्सपेक्टेड है कि 15,000 यूनिट्स लाइव जाएगा. एंड FY26 में डिलीवर्ड 617 स्किड्स, एंड मैनेजमेंट एक्सप्लिसिटली टारगेट करिए 60% यूटिलाइजेशन. This translates to an annualized run rate of 9,000 units, implying a more than 10x volume jump going on to FY28. So these kind of parameters से only you can understand kind of growth the company is targeting. इतनी ज़्यादा growth आ रही है, like let's say 10x volume jump आ रहा है. So naturally the business will trade at expensive valuations, people will chase growth, and the stock will make money. Now management की commentary क्या है? Liquid cooling market is growing at 35% CAGR, about 3 billion, expected to grow to 21 billion in 5 to 6 years. We are exclusively supplying skid assemblies to Indian subsidiary of US-based principal, and our aim is to have 35% overall growth in the current year. इंडियन सब्सिडरी मतलब बेसिकली वर्टिव को कंपनी कर रही है. कंपनी एक्चुअली कंपनी का नाम नहीं ले सकती, बट आई नो फ्रॉम द वे कंपनी डिस्क्राइब द एंड कस्टमर इज वर्टिव इंडिया, एंड द बेस बिजनेस ऑफ होज इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू ग्रो एट 15-20%. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि बस एक डिवीजन अच्छा से ग्रो कर रहा है. द होजेस डिवीजन इज ऑल्सो ग्रोइंग अराउंड 15-20%, विच इज ऑल्सो गुड. and you can just pause and look at the end verticals and the kind of demand driver or the mode the company has, the current metrics, margin profile, and the FY27 outlook. And you can see all the end user verticals. All of these are into a good tailwind. You can see data center into tailwind, aerospace, defense, all of these sectors are into tailwind. Your industrial and global export, that is also in a kind of tailwind, stable market, but these two are your end markets that are also growing at high paces. Now, coming to the most important section, the guidance and valuations of the company. So management basically guide कर रहा है, as we saw here, management is basically guiding for 35% in the current year. So we're assuming a 35% top line growth and EBITDA margin, थोड़ा बहुत margin expansion, operating leverage मिलेगा, and PAT margins will basically increase because depreciation, as we saw, is a non-cash expense. So company का PAT margin पे company को अच्छा खासा operating leverage मिलेगा, and we're assuming company can grow bottom line at 50% आराम से. Base case, which I always consider in my calculations. So company का revenue is around 600 crores, implied EBITDA at 24% margins is 144 crores, and PAT at 14% margins is 84 crores, and current market cap is 4,000 crores. Now I know that these numbers are a bit skewed. That is because I made this dashboard immediately after the Q4 results, but Q4 results के बाद stock has seen a massive uprise. So you guys need to tweak that figure according to you. I think currently at 5,500 crore. Yeah, I think currently it's at 5,500 crore market cap. But you have to change it according to you, because when I made the presentation on the website, the company was trading at 4,000 की market cap. So just make sure to change that. And वो time पे company की forward P आती है around 47 times. Looking at 47 times, company is a bit expensive. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The company is not cheap. The company is also not expensive. I think the company is fairly valued. So 47 times earning for a company that can grow top line at 37%, 35%, and bottom line at 50%. I think it's kind of fairly valued. Given the TTM valuations are also high, I don't think the stock is undervalued at all. I also don't think the stock is overvalued per se. The company is a good growth engine and the company is a good bet if you are invested in right now. If you're looking to make fresh entry, I think you should kind of wait, because I personally feel that these stocks can face a near-term peak, due to which TTM basis पे also valuations might cool down a bit, providing you with a good opportunity point. So this is the kind of valuations that are coming out. The company, just to summarize it, it's not like a very cheap stock, it's not like a very overvalued stock as well. It's a fairly valued stock, but given that TTM valuations are high, it is not the ideal point for investing right now. If you are investing in the company like I am, I'm just going to hold the company. Near term peak आ सकता है. So if you find better opportunities, you can cut allocation slightly. But personally, I feel like this business can do really well in the next couple of years. So I'm personally holding it. Again, I'm not a SEBI registered analyst. You guys have to take your own decision. And this is also summary of whatever was said in the con call. So if you don't want to attend the con call, you guys can just refer to these questions right here. I'll just open them one by one. You guys can pause it and look at it. So these are the main questions that were very important in the con call. If you don't want to listen to पूरा 1 घंटे का con call, you guys can just look at this, understand the gist or the the juice notes kind of the con call. So this was it for the result analysis. With this, we'll move to the conclusion of the video. To summarize whatever we said in the video, what we first understood is that Aeroflex is basically a proxy to the proxy of data centers. Liquid cooling के लिए company provides your stainless steel hoses, metal hoses, flexible fitting solutions, metal bellows, etc. And we also saw that company के products having applications in secondary fluid networks is one of the reasons why P ratio basically doubled. Valuation में reading आ गई, stock में एक अच्छी rally आ गई. That was the reason. Second, understood company के products actually किधर use होते हैं. What are they used for? Why are they finding applications right now? We understood that. Next, we looked at the results. We understood how company was growing by mid-teens and 20%, and now company is guided to grow at 35% plus. This is also another reason which caused the valuations में re-rating and the stock में upside. Company is giving approximately 35% plus guidance. Bottom line can, with operating leverage, company can exceed bottom line growth. So coming to that, the final valuation that we got was company's approximately 45 times earnings on FY27 basis. So given that the company is growing at 50% bottom line, the stock is fairly valued kind of, but the stock is expensive given that the TTM basis पे company is trading at 98, 100 times earnings. So currently stock is not that cheap for for new investors. But if you're a current investor, I don't think there's any reason to worry. Just quarterly basis पर track करना पड़ेगा if the company का execution is on point, capacity utilization, capacity expansion is on time. So these are the factors that you have to track. And just to sum it up, I think Aeroflex is an average bet at this point for new investors. currently, given that I feel there might be a peak in this AI or data center companies, but the structurally company seems like a good company and a good bet. So that was it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys liked the video, found the analysis informative, and if you found it informative, insightful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more such upcoming analysis, and comment down below what was the favorite part of the analysis, or what are your thoughts on this company, and whether you are invested, what are your thoughts, what is your game plan in this. With that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.